Shut the fuck up.
What's good, guys? It is Alissa and welcome back to my channel. If you're here for the first time, hello. If you're liking what you're seeing so far, go ahead and give this video a big thumbs up or subscribe to my channel Today, as you can see by the title, I'm going to be discussing something that I've kind of been discussing for a really long time now, and that is Avatar The Last Airbender, okay? But not only are we going to be discussing Avatar The Last Airbender, I'm going to be giving my personal unpopular opinions on Avatar The Last Airbender. But before we get into that, make sure you head down to the description box down below and make sure that you continue to support the Black Lives Matter movement by donating to these bail funds and getting the people out of jail that have been protesting for our rights, and also signing petitions to make sure that change happens, and just continue to do your part and take action, because the action is the most important part. And also just keep this topic at the top of your timeline, make some change happen. Anyway, let's go ahead and get straight into this video. Now look, I know a lot of people have a lot of unpopular opinions about Avatar The Last Airbender, and what sparked me to make this video was something I saw on Twitter, which was basically an Avatar The Last Airbender unpopular opinion post, and I was like, I have some unpopular opinions about this. I have some. So why don't I just make a video about it? So let's go ahead and jump straight into this video. I'm going to try to keep it as short and simple as I can, but also explaining why some of these are my unpopular opinions, but also not explaining some of them, because some of them don't need explanation, right? So as you've seen in my previous videos, I'm just going to start with this one. Zutara should have been a thing.
Yup.
Period. Like, look. A lot of people have a problem with people saying that Zuko and Katara should have been together. I personally do not feel that way. Here's why I don't feel that way. Look, okay, Aang and Katara got together, right? I don't have a problem with Aang and Katara getting together. I may have contradicted what I said in my previous video, but look, I've had a change of heart. I made that video at the beginning of 2020. A lot has happened, all right? I don't have a problem with Aang and Katara being together. My problem is that all of these couples that were in Avatar The Last Airbender were couples for the rest of their life. Like, we could have got a little something in between, like in the comics, with them just like kind of breaking off and like exploring new things. Adulthood is what I'm getting to. We need some preteen, well, they already are preteens. We need some like young adulthood type stuff. Like, we need that content, and they need to give it to us. It's just not realistic that they stayed together from childhood all the way until they were old. Like, I feel like Katara was just a little bit locked down. My sis didn't even get to have her hot girl summer. Her hot girl summer with Zuko. Sis didn't even get to have her hot girl summer with Zuko. Now look, her and Aang could have split off. She could have had a little fling with Zuko, and then they could have got back together. Aang and Katara could have got back together in their later adulthood. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. Also, I just want to make it a point to touch on the fact that, you know, I understand that I'm an adult shipping teenagers together, but I'm just speaking on my childhood inside when I was watching this when I was younger, because I remember feeling this way when I was younger, and I have not changed my mind. I'm not romanticizing these people in any kind of way. You know, obviously, like, these are kids. I'm not saying, like, we ain't on that. We ain't on all that, all right? I just wanted to put that out there real quick. Next unpopular opinion. So as we know, Avatar The Last Airbender is getting their spinoff, I think, some type of spinoff on Netflix where it's going to be live action. To me, okay, I feel that Avatar The Last Airbender should stay animated. Here's why I feel like it should stay animated. To me, okay, to me, I just feel like it doesn't hit as hard as it does in live action as it does in animation. Like, when it's drawn and it's animated, like, they can do those, like there's just so many cool moves that they do in the animated version that I feel like just can't be replicated in real life, because we have we as humans have limitations. Like, that's just how it goes, you know? Obviously there can be some type of CGI, CG, whatever going on, but I'm not expecting them to like bust a band on trying to make this like as cartoonish as possible. For all we know, we could be getting a freaking CGI like Lion King type thing. To be honest, like we don't even know if we're getting actual live action like the movie. For all we know, we could be getting some type of like CGI like Lion King type movie. But I just feel like it hits harder as animated and it should stay animated. And maybe they should just go the route of having it like full CGI, but like realistic CGI, if that makes sense. Next unpopular opinion I have about Avatar The Last Airbender was that season 2 was hands down the best season. Come on. I want to hear you in the comments. Because there's no rebuttal. I don't want to hear you in the comments because there's no rebuttal. Season 2 was the best season. Like, there's no debate. Season 2 was the best season. Like, if I'm not mistaken, that's the season that takes place mostly in the Earth Kingdom. Come on now. Like, 𝙎𝙬𝙀𝙎𝙀, Zuko alone. Like, there's no competing with season 2 of Avatar The Last Airbender. Like, there's no competing. Season 3 was a good season because it was the finale and like we got what we wanted that we've been building up to. But season 2 had the best material. Season 2 was like the meat. Season 2 was the carbs. Like, we were carb loading in season 2. Like, we were just being fed. And I got the itis and it just gave me everything that I needed. Like, season 2 was the best season, period. And that's all I gotta say about that. Next unpopular opinion I have, I don't feel like it's really an unpopular opinion. It's more of just like a statement or a fact. Like, this is fact. Sokka should have had more follow-up. Like, in Legend of Korra, we didn't really even touch on Sokka that much other than the fact that like he was a councilman. Okay, like I need follow-up. What's up with him and Suki? Like, is Yue still watching over everybody? Like, what's up with Sokka? Like, what was he up to? All we know is that he grew up, was a councilman, and died. And I'm talking follow-up specifically in like Legend of Korra. Like, we just needed more follow-up. Sokka deserved better, like, hands down. The next unpopular opinion I have is that the romance in this show is just really bad. Like, it's just really bad. Like, the Katara and Aang plot line was just like, what's going on here? Like, I feel like it was really forced and rushed to have Katara like Aang back, because it was just like, she was way too much to me like a mother figure to him. And like, Aang was like 12. Like, he was really childish. And like, obviously, I think that it's really cute to add the romance plotline with just having a little crush, but to actually execute that was like really weird. Like, and people like to just throw out the fact that like, you know, it was set up like that from the beginning and then he finally got his. No, bruh. You guys did not read enough Wattpad stories to even understand, okay? You guys haven't read enough Twilight. You guys haven't read the material, okay? You guys haven't read enough material to understand why that was just not satisfying enough for me. Like, there was not, like, it started out with them just being friends, and I'm all for friends starting out as like friends and then becoming a couple, whatever, but that's just not that interesting. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's why I gravitate more to like Zuko and Katara. Like, I understand it's toxic. I'm just gonna throw that out there. Like, people are always trying to tell me, like, the comment section on my Zutara video is nuts, okay? The comment section is absolutely a war zone, but I understand it's toxic. But Zuko got his redemption arc. Yeah, Katara had to warm up to him, but Zuko got his redemption arc, okay? The romance, even in Legend of Korra, was absolutely horrendous, absolutely atrocious, okay? I just was not like, if you're not gonna execute it right, leave it on the playground. Leave it on the playground. Go play on the swings. Go play on the swings. Go play in the sandbox. We don't want it, okay? The show is perfectly fine without the romance plotline. We don't need it. Like, it's cute to have a little crush here and there, but to actually like follow through and try to execute it, leave it on the playground. Leave it on the playground. Next unpopular opinion that I have is that Toph becoming a cop in Legend of Korra was completely contradicting to her character. You know, it's either contradicting or it's ironic, because to me it's like Toph was all for no rules. Like, Toph was the epitome of like the Jimmy Neutron movie, that when all the parents disappeared and they were like terrorizing the town. Like, Toph is the epitome of that. Like, how why would Toph create a police force? Why would she do that? Why would she create something that solidifies structure in society? Why would she do that? That's completely contradicting to me. It doesn't really fit her character all that much. It was just getting weird, okay? Next unpopular opinion that I have is that Sokka was the glue of the group. Like, I don't even know how much further I can elaborate on that, but Sokka definitely was the glue of the group. Like, if something happened to Sokka, like, if they had an episode where everybody was like fighting and then Sokka was just like a neutral party, which I feel like that happened a lot, to be honest. Like, I feel like Sokka would be the one to like get everybody back together. Like, I feel like that's not even up for debate. Sokka was just the glue of the group. Sokka was the glue of Team Avatar, and he deserves his rights in Legend of Korra. Period. Like, I feel he deserves his rights. Sokka rights.
Water tribe.
Next unpopular opinion that I have is that 𝙎𝙬𝙀𝙀𝙀 should have stayed. 𝙎𝙬𝙀𝙀𝙀 should have just been that. Like, I understand like the air people, the air temple people, what are they called? Air nomads are bald. Okay, the air nomads are bald, but the new generation of air nomads were not bald. Like, Aang could have switched it up, and I'm gonna make a point on that later. But 𝙎𝙬𝙀𝙀𝙀 should have stayed. I loved it. Next unpopular opinion that I have is that Zuko should have stayed with Jin. Like I said, season 2 is the best season, so I was all for that whole plot line with that girl liking him instead of him going for a girl that like he likes, like somebody actually likes him. I feel like that would have been better for his storyline instead of him dating May and still dating May, like somebody that he already knew, that knows him and knows his personality. I feel like if he would have stayed and they would have followed up on him pursuing Jin, I feel like that would have built his character, because he would have had to either become someone else or be comfortable enough to be himself with someone that he doesn't even know. Especially that he was having that battle of trying to figure out who he was. I feel like that would have been a cool, it would have been a cool moment for his character arc also to, it would have been a nice little, another staircase, another stepping stone on his character arc to me. Like, I would have just loved to see something like that. Next unpopular opinion I have is that Team Avatar should have tore down every structure that was built previous to them. Like, Team Avatar should have shook things up in Legend of Korra. I don't know what society they built in Legend of Korra, but that was not what I was imagining it to be. Like, I feel like in that, they should have tore down every single structure and every single societal norm that was like in that whole 100 years. Like, after he beat Fire Lord Ozai, they should have been like, okay, so something's not working. So let's just tear all of this down and let's start fresh and let's make things work. Can't exactly say what I wanted to see out of them, but I wasn't expecting the whole Republic City thing. Like, I understand it's been some time and things are more modernized and like they're the main girlies, so whatever they say was like law, but that wasn't what I was expecting. Like, they built a lot of structure. It was a lot of structure, and I feel like it should have been a bit more in their favor, and it was not. Especially after all that they did, I feel like people would not really even care what they had to do. Obviously, there's going to be opposing people, but like, abuse your power. Abuse your power and make it pop. Make something work, okay? Next unpopular opinion that I have is that the Earth Kingdom is the best region. Period. Like, the Earth Kingdom is the best. I love the Earth Kingdom's aesthetic, like the green with the yellow sometimes, and just how like luxury it looks sometimes, and like how they kind of dress things up, at least in the upper ring and the inner ring. It just I love it. I love how the people look in the Earth Kingdom too. I just love everything about the Earth Kingdom. The Earth Kingdom is my favorite, but water bending is my favorite. Like, if I could be a bender, I would definitely be a water bender.
Yeah.
That's just how it goes. Like, water bending is my favorite because it's just like, it's water. Wouldn't want to be an air bender, although I would like to fly. But a water bender, I can take a shower anywhere that I want. I can just buy some Dove soap and take a shower right there. Like, after a long day of doing stuff, I just want to go home and take a shower. However, I can do that anywhere that I want if bending was normalized. If everybody had some form of bending, that would be okay. But if I was the only one with bending, that wouldn't be okay. But I would love to have water bending. Next unpopular opinion that I have is that Tales of Ba Sing Se was the best episode. It was filler done right. Like Tales of Ba Sing Se, like that's one, like it's like one of those episodes where you can just go to and watch. No context if you haven't seen it. Like if I have some people over or something and I'm like, oh, let's watch something. And they're like, and I'm like, oh, let's watch Avatar The Last Airbender. And they're like, I would literally just turn on Tales of Ba Sing Se and they'll probably be like, okay, this is kind of good, because like it doesn't give you too much context and it tells each character's story in the sum of like 5 minutes each. Like you can let them watch Tales of Ba Sing Se and they will probably be like, you know what, I'm gonna get into this. And I will be like, mission accomplished. Mission accomplished. Tales of Ba Sing Se is the best episode, period. Hands down, okay? And you cannot tell me that you do not cry when it gets to Uncle Iroh's story, okay? When I was rewatching it for like the 15 millionth time, I was just like, here it comes, like the part is coming and I'm not ready. I'm having a good time. I'm having a really good time with everybody else's story, but here we go with Uncle Iroh's story and I'm gonna cry. Like I said in my previous videos, I'm a crier every time. I know it's coming and I do it without fail. It's so sad. Next unpopular opinion I have is that I see a lot of people like kind of saying that The Great Divide was a bad filler episode. I'm all for a good filler episode, guys. Like I love filler. I do. Legend of Korra didn't have a good filler episode though. The one filler episode that they had was not that good. But I'm all for a good filler episode. And The Great Divide was a good filler episode because I love when it gets to the end and like Aang makes up that whole story. I think that's what I wait for the whole time because I like watching the people fight and then it's like Aang tells them that story and it's like, oh wow. Like it's just funny to me. Like I said, I feel like Avatar The Last Airbender has top tier comedy. I'm all for like that goofy, fun, like I'm all for that type of humor that the show has. So it's just kind of my thing. I love The Great Divide. Next unpopular opinion that I have. This one might shake the table a little bit, okay? Because I know there's some Suki stands out there. I know it. But Sokka and Yue were a better couple to me. Yeah, I liked Sokka and Yue better because like for one, they looked good. And for two, I feel like they would have been a great power couple. And that's not downplaying Suki in the slightest because Suki is also my girl, okay? Suki, Miss Kyoshi warrior leader. Suki, like, no Suki slander allowed. But I just personally liked Sokka and Yue better and I feel like they deserved more. You know, sad case, that's tough. Next unpopular opinion. Next unpopular opinion that I have is that Toph having a crush on Sokka, I'm talking about Sokka a lot. That just tells you that he's the best. That just tells you that he's number one, okay? He's the Beyonce of the whole series, all right? Toph having a crush on Sokka was completely unnecessary. In fact, Toph having a crush on anybody is weird. Like, that was just really weird and out of place for me, personally. Because, like, why did Toph have a crush on Sokka? Why? Can anybody tell me why? I cannot. It was weird. It was out of place. Like I said, the romance in this show is just really out of place. This is really out of place. Next unpopular opinion that I have, and let's get into the fighting. Let's get into the bending, okay? Next unpopular opinion that I have is that Azula would have washed, and I mean washed, Zuko and Katara in that final battle had she had not had a mental break. Like, let's be honest here. Let's be honest here. Let's be honest here. Azula was just that girl. Azula was just that girl. Like, since she was born, she was that girl. She was appointed that girl when she was born. In fact, she didn't even have to be appointed. She took it. Like, Azula in her lightning, Azula in her ability to dodge and attack, and be calculated, her mind, okay? Azula would have absolutely washed Zuko and Katara. And I'm talking after they've, you know, after he's had his whole redemption arc and Katara is now the best bender. Not downplaying that, because Katara, You better give my girl Katara her respect, because Katara is overpowered. Katara is that girl. But Azula is top tier. Azula is top tier. Now, I wouldn't say she was a villain. They were just hating on my girl. They were just hating on my girl Azula, because, like, rightfully so. Rightfully so. She was just that girl, okay? Like, Azula would have washed them both. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But not really. Okay, last unpopular opinion that I have is also speaking on Azula, because I feel like Azula deserved her redemption arc as well. Like, Azula was only 14 years old, just like everybody else in this freaking show. Like, the fact that even in the comics, she didn't have her redemption arc and, like, she was still doing dirt was messed up. Like, they just, like, she had her mental break and they didn't give her no type of, like, counseling, no type of help. Like, she's just a child. She's younger than Zuko. Like, that says a lot, because my girl did some damage in her adolescence. But Azula deserved her redemption arc as well. Like, she needed room to grow, just like Zuko did. Their dad was absolutely trash. Their mom left them, and that's all I gotta say. Like, their mom left them. That's all I have to say. I don't care about her saving them and trying to make things better. No, you left. You left. Katara would never. No matter how hard things get, her husband was the Avatar. People wanted to kill him all the time. Katara never left, okay? Their mom has no excuse. And that's all that I have, okay? Because I have more unpopular opinions. This might be a part 2, 3, 4, and 5, because I might just go ahead and rewatch the show. But yeah, those are my unpopular opinions on Avatar The Last Airbender. Obviously, let me know your unpopular opinions of Avatar The Last Airbender down in the comments. I might just respond to some. Because, you know, it's an unpopular opinion video. You know, we gotta air our grievances out. But if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a big thumbs up, and make sure you subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so that you stay up to date with posts and uploads from me. And I will see you guys in my next video or my next upload. Peace.